Who's ready for the best damn podcast of their life? Welcome to the Local Pundit. I am Josh Anthony. This is your Wrexham Daily News and Update show for Monday, October 20th. What a day. October 20th. And we are firing up a work week. And we are firing up a work week. We also have a lot to talk about, too, about Wrexham, because it's a work week for everybody, because we got a game on Wednesday and a game on Saturday and a game on Friday. It's all coming off right now. It is all coming up. And we have to have some conversations, some good quotes today about Broadhead from the Gaffer. We're going to talk about that, and it's been a weird one. I did not expect the Stoke result. I did not expect that Stoke result, I got to tell you right now, but the adults are firing up a work week. We're firing up a podcast. So thank you for coming in. Please smash that like button. But there's a lot to come through that we're going to talk about today in regards to Nathan Broadhead and Sam Smith. Is it time? It's time to unleash the dragon. Let Nathan cook is what we're going to do. Let Nathan cook. So far, we ain't cooking. 10 points from 10 games, we ain't cooking. So I tried the other day not to go in with the boot after the match, but I couldn't help myself. I hope I did not. I hope I gave a well-balanced, I would say, assessment of the match. But now 10 games in, now the wheels are off. We can talk about things like, okay, now I think there needs to be some adjustments. And, okay, Ciro's going. Ciro just, really, Ciro? Really? Really? Wow. Okay. Talk about that another day, my friend. Anyways, yeah, smash that like button, subscribe. We are like 80 subscribers away to 3,001, which is an amazing. We have the best community in the world. I'm so happy about everybody. Just smash that like button, share out, let's go. But yeah, we're going to get into a little bit about what I think, why Nathan Broadhead should be starting, and maybe even Sam Smith. Maybe there is a play for Sam Smith. Hold on, I want to touch some buttons here. Sam Smith, maybe. But yeah, there are some quotes here that I thought was really interesting too. But we're going to go down the line on that. But not much happening. In regards to storylines, but the storyline is unleash Broadhead. Let Nathan cook. We brought him in for 7.5 M's. We got to start doing this. I don't know if he's been kept out because of injury. I don't know. And we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about why I think he should be in. And there's a case for Sam Smith. Sam Smith, in my opinion, is not an impact player. Let's talk about that real quick. Sam Smith is not an impact player. Sam Smith will get you goals, but he is not an impact player. And if we have to switch things around, I know big Kieffer Moore, I was really up on him. I think he's our leading scorer at this point right now. But to be fair, things have to change. We have to get points on the board. We have to win football matches. And Parkinson, if you're listening, which you're not, you got to change some things up. And it needs to not just be the same old, same old. You got to change some things up. And I think, in my opinion, early in the season, right now, Oxford United is a must-win match. It is a must-win match for several different reasons. Mark says, have not listened to any program since Stoke. Anxious to hear your thoughts. Well, my thoughts are scrambled, but I think they're precise if that happens. Leaping Sarah's in the house. Tommy L is here. Andrew, great shout, my friend. I saw some of the pictures you put up in Discord. If you're not in the Discord, get into the Discord. Awesome communication and conversation down there too, with this fantastic community. And Wayne is in here too. All right, here we go. Yes, about Oxford, says Mark Hatch. Yes. All right, so let's just start with the quotes from Parkinson. Okay, let's just start there. Let's get into it. And I want to get your coming back up. I want to get your thoughts too on the lineup, on what you think could be adjusted for us to go in and actually make a case for Broadhead to start or not start, and what is happening. I think, for example, here's my top of the line. Our attack has been functional, not fearsome. Our attack has been functional and not fearsome. Break that down. Functional, not fearsome. No one fears us. They don't. I don't know why. Because we're sitting back. We are not feared. And then we shouldn't be. We are a functional side at this point. And there is a conservative take to Parkinson. Yes, it was an away fixture on the weekend. I understand that. But we are functional. We are not threatening, and we're not fearsome. I think that's a problem. I know our club the last 3 years has been feared. We're not feared. We are currently right now being very conservative. I know we have a good lineup in there. I liked the lineup at the start. I thought it was good on the weekend. But the club didn't bring Broadhead in to sit on the bench. And I know we just talked about Sam Smith real quick. Sam Smith, on his impact coming into the last few matches, is not effective. We were down. Now, granted, we didn't get blown out this weekend 5-0. We didn't. We got blown out 1-0, in my opinion. We missed an opportunity, but we were not a threatening side, in my opinion. The second half was for me a disaster. The first half was even worse, but whatever. I'm not going to go back on that. But I want to talk about moving forward. What we're going to do moving forward. We have Oxford, and then we have Middlesbrough. And Middlesbrough are literally chomping at the bit. They're a really good side. So what do we do moving forward? We need guys to change the games. Sam Smith comes on, doesn't change a game. Broadhead comes on, can change a game, but he needs to do it from the start. Why are we chasing matches? Why are we? Let Nathan cook. Even if you don't start Sam Smith, let Nathan cook up front with Kieffer Moore, with Windass. Now, is he holding an injury that we don't know about? Maybe. We don't have that information, but I'm going to go off the information that right now, currently, that Nathan Broadhead is fully fit. And why the fuck is our record signing, £7.5 million, sorry, Mom, not starting the matches? Why? I want to know. I want the answer. I'm going to go off the fact that he is fully fit and he can start from 1 minute to 90 minutes. That's it. Because otherwise, I don't know why he's not starting matches. He comes on, he does well. I think he could start. Is he the missing spark? Possibly, Nathan Broadhead. Is Sam Smith the missing spark? Possibly. But there's a lot that needs to happen. There's some quotes here I want to get to. Let me just bring this up here real quick. Before I do that, Josh, can you pin the link in the Discord, please? Someone else, please do that if you could do for me while I do the show. I'm trying to, Tommy, I love you, brother. You don't want me touching buttons. Ciro says, insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. This is what I think of when I think of Parky this year. I agree with you. To a point. But Parkinson does a like for like thing. Sorry, I paused there because I was thinking about how I want to answer it. Parkinson does a like for like thing. And no, John Merrill, if he's a winger, he's not going to be a winger. I understand what you're saying. He's going to sit behind the two. He's going to take the LOB role. He's not. Then why bring him in? Then why bring him in at all, John? He's playing that two behind Kieffer Moore. So it's a cam role. So he can float out wide if he wants to, but it's a cam role. But so you're just going to sign a £7.5 million player and just sit him on the bench because he's a left winger? That's a horrible, John, horrible take. I love John. I'm just fucking with him. Andrew C says, I'm still reliving the Ryan Longman miss. It was so painful. That moment decided the game. It did, but it didn't, Andrew C. It did, but it didn't. All right, let me get to the quotes here. Okay, Parkinson was asked about, do you start Broadhead? Do you start Sam Smith? Yes, without a doubt, irrespective of the result at the weekend, we're going into a period of games where we got to look at all the options available to us. What a bullshit comment. And Parkinson goes on to say, the lads who came off the bench did well, so we pick a team that feels is best to perform across the 90 minutes with a strong bench to enhance the ability to do that. Now, okay, fair enough. Those are decent quotes. The lads who came off the bench did well, so pick up a team we feel is best to perform across the 90 minutes with a strong bench to enhance that ability to do that. Okay, let me take that on. Let's just take Broadhead in for a minute. To John's point, do you bring in a left winger for £7.5 million to come in as an impact player? You do not. That guy is a starter. Broadhead is a starter. We've been functional, not feared up front. Functional, not feared. Whatever way you look at it. So I thought we'd come out of the gates after this 2 weeks of being together on the grass and we got Rathbone back and all this stuff and Kakache's back and we're looking good and Kieffer Moore, all the Issa's coming back early because he had a yellow card, whatever. That said, we came back and we dropped an absolute dud. A 1-0 dud. Terrible. In my opinion, terrible. We are better than that. We have players to come on and, yes, impact a game at a 65 minutes or a 75 minutes. 3 weeks ago, it was Parkinson was waiting till 75 minutes, 68 minutes, 70 minutes to bring on players to impact the game. He didn't want to make the subs. Now He has to start his best 11. We have our best 11 available, minus Ward, who's out till January because of his injury, of his shoulder injury. Now, the best 11 that we possibly have, in my opinion, I would say, is AO in goal, Kakache at left wing back, Doyle, Haim, Max, Isakabore, Shafe, Lewis O'Brien, Nathan Broadhead, Windass, and Kieffer Moore. That's our best 11. Start him. I'm not saying Sam Smith, we talked about briefly right now. He's not an impact player if you want. I think Kieffer Moore has not performed in the last month. He started out the gates really well, but for whatever reason, it's not working. Right now, it's not working. And Parkinson is a reactive guy, not a proactive guy, which is fine. But now we're in the shit. We have a long season to go, but we're in the shit. 10 points from 10 games. We're sitting in 18th, 19th place, whatever it is. Now, granted, we're in the mud more than Birmingham City are in the mud. We're in the mud more than Birmingham City are in the mud by like 1 point. But we're getting to the point where the excuses have to go away. I gave it till the 31st, which is Halloween here. You got to start Nathan Broadhead. Nathan Broadhead brings something different. He has pace. He can penetrate. He's active. He wants to get on the pitch. You can see it happen. We need a spark. But also, to that point, how do we use a spark like him if we're just going to sit back? So I don't think it's just bringing Nathan Broadhead on to solve the issue. Okay, Kieffer Moore, his hold-up play is good, but he needs someone to run off him. Lewis O'Brien, missed a few goals. Okay, Lewis O'Brien missed a few goals. Windass can do it, but he's more of like he's more of a guy that takes shots from long. Nathan Broadhead can run off him and score some goals. He can stretch the back line, but to that point, Nathan Broadhead coming on, it's just not about him coming on and solve that. The tactics, I think, need to change to be more attacking. And if we don't do that, I think we're going to be in the mud. John Merrill. I said many times he was signed as a forward, but Moore's form has kept him out. Well, to that point, Moore's form has dropped. Moore has turned into Ollie Palmer 2.0 at this point. He is. Moore is Ollie Palmer 2.0. And I think Moore is a better player, but right now, I'm seeing Moore as Ollie Palmer 2.0. That's what it is. And I hope that they recognize what's going on and what's happening, and they make some adjustments. Unleash Broadhead. Let him go. Let him cook. Let the boys cook. Don't let them sit back for 65 minutes, taking on so much, wave after wave after wave. Eventually, something will happen. A fluke goal will happen, which we saw this weekend. A deflected goal, whatever, it'll come in. That's what will happen. You have to go on. You cannot. We have offensive players to go out and change games. We cannot take this. It's almost like it's ineffective. Bringing on Sam Smith in 8 minutes to go, the last game really does nothing. If Sam is to be effective, he needs at least 20 minutes, 30 minutes to my point right there. Leap and Sarah's, I'm wondering if there's a locker room problem. We always had a great family atmosphere, culture, etc. With all the new players in the Staples Living, where has that left us? That is always a shout, but we talk about having a lot of guys in the locker room as captains. I don't think there's a locker room problem. I could be wrong, Leap and Sarah. I could be wrong, but again, they're professional sportsmen. That could be part of it too. I like the take, but is there a locker room problem? We don't know. But I'll tell you, that was the most incoherent. That was the most incoherent game that I've seen so far. Now, I want to see everyone say we're expected to be Oxford. Why? Why are we expected to be Oxford? We're in 19th place. I want to see a performance, and I want to see us score goals. I want to see a win. I want to see a win that I thought would happen against Stoke City. And yes, we were not expected to beat Stoke City, but we didn't perform well enough to do so. Coming off a 2-week break, all like I said, on the grass, all the stuff, we were not effective enough on the pitch, in my opinion. Now, Parky could see something different. So what do we do? Have to change some things up. I think Kakache will be in the lineup over Longman for sure. I'm not blaming Longman on the miss, which was, that's why he's going to get dropped. but Kakache needs to get on the pitch. We need to have that starting 11 that's going to be there and have impact players come in. So I think that's going to happen. Now, you look at the attacking lineup too. Back to Broadhead and back to the Kieffer Moore. Kieffer Moore is that battering ram up top, but he's good in the air. He has good physical presence, but you do need to have a little bit more of a spark. And I don't think the spark of the Sam Smith coming on and the Broadhead coming on has been effective. So why don't you change it up and start it? Parkinson needs to take some chances here. If we don't take chances, we're going to continue to dig a hole. I believe in this team. I believe in Parkinson. We also need to be realistic too of where we're at. We really do. And I don't know what anyone else is saying out there. I know the boys had a show yesterday, but there needs to be a little bit of a change. I think we are at early in the season, and everyone's going to tell me I'm too overreactive. I think we're at a crossroads right now, and that's why I think the Oxford game is the game that we need to turn it around. Last season, Parkinson said during a couple of interviews, he said basically, sorry, just touched the thing. He said, you can't go on runs that dig holes for you, something like that, which is what we're talking about. And we're not digging holes, but we're not digging out of the hole either. 1 point, it was made up. We haven't lost in 4 games, whatever it was. We had a win and 4 draws. We're still deep down. Now, granted, if we win 3 in the balance, we could be right up there. If we win 3 games on the balance, we could be right back up there. And it's been a kind of a stop-start season for us as well, with the injuries, with the breaks in play of the international break, which we use guys to get back, but which is what I thought. But then you put out I know it sounds maybe being over dramatic, a 1-0 dud, but it was a 1-0 dud. Oxford, we have to come out and make a statement. Get Broadhead on, have him have a little bit of pace, threaten that back line, push it forward. If you're going to start Smith, fine. Give Smith a start. See what happens. He scored goals for us all last season. He was the one you were against Charlton. We were like, it was great. Let him go out and do that. Let's let him cook. Let's let them cook. But again, I think it all goes back to our sharpness, our finishing, our Achilles heel. This season has been not finishing our dinner, and if you bring a Broadhead on, maybe he can be a little bit more clinical than a Ryan Longman, even though Longman in different position. A little bit more clinical. He can do that. You saw that what happened with Wales. So give these guys an opportunity from the start of the match when they're not chasing it to go out and perform. Get your best 11 on. Granted, listen, this bullshit about doing the 90 minutes, he's not bringing guys off to like 68, 70 minutes sometimes, okay? Yes, to be fair, he did bring off some guys this last game. 3, he brought off 3 of them at a time. But Parkinson needs to go on. He needs to create a little bit of chaos on the pitch. I think it's good to be organized, but it's too reserved. So get some chaos out there. Get some Isakabori on the right side, a little bit of herky-jerky chaos. Great. Get Nathan Broadhead on there to be a little bit more creative. Yes, let the chains off. Let him go out and play. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see. As far as the bench is concerned, the bench is already going to be competitive for spots anyways. So, if you drop a Dobson down or Lewis O'Brien down, okay, either one, I don't care. But, Rathbone back in the mix. On the right side, you bring a Barney on, who I thought was ineffective when he came on. We got to get on the front foot a little bit more. And in some of the players, I feel like we have more talent than what we're giving, which is the frustration part. We have more talent than what we have on the pitch and how we're performing. And I know this league is tough. I know it is. But we have to go out and make a statement game against Oxford. Everyone will say, long season, still 110 points to go. Okay. And I understand that. But right now, it's right here, right now. We can't armchair this from May. We have to look at what's in front of us right now. And so far, we're underperforming. Andrew says, Josh, I think we need more grit. We need the players pissed off that they played crap. They played a crappy game. These nice guys need to kick over some trash cans in the dressing room. Yes, go on, do that. Go on and do that. Go on and do that. I think that's right too. We've been playing this "we're happy to be here" type thing. It's so funny. It's such a mind fuck. Sorry, guys and gals. It's such a mind fuck. Some of the performances I thought have been great, and I thought we should leave out points against Southampton. We've been dropping points that how did that happen? I look at it, I'm like, how did that happen? But we need to take a little bit of ownership of, okay, there's no more excuses. I don't want to hear fine margin excuses. That's football excuses. And John knows this better than anybody else, and all you do too. All this happens. Oh, we brought on a left winger. How's he going to play? Get your best players on the pitch. Go out there and perform. And that's what I want us to do. I don't think we're expected to beat Oxford because right now, you never know what you're going to get on the pitch from us. But there is talent there. For whatever reason, we're playing as kind of individuals, kind of forcing a little bit. And I believe that we have to turn this around right now. Good news is that we have a Wednesday game, not a Saturday. We have to wait a full week to play the game. So there you go. Let's play angry against Oxford. Sure. Play angry. Whatever we got to do. And I think that's what we need to go about doing. Okay. The verdict. Okay. So a couple more things in here too. We're not in League Two anymore. Agree with that. I have some notes here too. We need to be a little bit more quicker. That's one and two. I think Broadhead does something really well. He's good on half turn. We need to play the ball a little bit quicker, but if you watch the movement of the Norwich City match, the movement of the team was great. It was snappy. It was quick. There was confidence there. We've lost a little bit of that. I don't know why. Actually, I do know why. It's because our tactics have been sit back and hit them on the break. And I don't think we're quick enough to hit guys on the break. Or if we do, they miss our shots. So a little bit there. I think we need to be a little bit quicker. And I think the structure and the speed needs to have a little bit more balance. And I think we need to be in the offensive game a little bit too. I think we've given away 45 minutes after 45 minutes of the first half of every game, the last couple of games. And I think it's affected our play. We ended up chasing the match and something happens, a fluke goal or, a penalty, whatever. So things need to change. So I'm expecting Parkinson to make some changes to the lineup. And I think Broadhead coming in would be great. And if you start Sam Smith, fine. Do it. Why not? What can hurt? Sam Smith is a good player. Is he championship quality? We don't know yet. We don't know yet. We have not seen enough of him as a start of a match to see if he can actually do it. So, look, going into the Oxford match, it needs to be better up and down the pitch, 100%. I expect the starting lineup to be Aongo, Kakache, Doyle, Heim, Max, Isakabore, Heim, O'Brien, Windass, Broadhead, and Kieffer Moore. That's what I expect it to be. And I also expect Parkinson to take the handbrake off. If we don't, we're going to be in trouble. And this is probably the first time that I've ever been worried about where we're headed. It's not saying Parky out. That's not saying this, but this is the first time I'm like, because we've shown in the past that we can come and turn things around real fast. We've shown in the past that we can turn things around real fast. And that's what I'm leaning on. But I'm also not going to be naive to the fact that, what happened in the past. We are currently in this situation right now. So if I'm being honest, this is probably the most worried I am about this team right now. And yes, we have a long season. I don't think we're going to get relegated. I think it's a really difficult shout for us to get promoted. I do think we can still make the playoffs. We have a long way to go. This is the first time that I'm actually worried about what we're doing on the pitch. I'm actually worried about what Parkinson's going to do. I do believe in him. I think he's earned the right, him and Parkin and the team and the ownership group, to figure out how to make it work, how to get results. But this is Monday, October 20th. Is the first time I'm worried about it. What are we going to do? Is this where we're at? John said it the other day. John Merrill said, he says a lot of dumb shit, but he said something really fun and interesting and honest. Maybe we need to realize where we actually are at. Is this where we're at right now? Our expectations were going to be this. And in reality, is this where we really are? 18th, 19th. I don't know. The story's not been written yet. The story's not done yet. And we're going to find out. But I believe right now this is the look in the mirror moment, and it needs to be adjusted, or it's going to be this. Lose a couple more matches. People at the bottom get their shit together. Sheffield Wednesday, Sheffield United, whatever. And then we're in a relegation scrap. And when you add that pressure to it with the team, that makes it a lot that gets the alligator arms, which we call in football. Like, you don't want to stretch your arms out because you're a little nervous to do so. That gets alligator arms for us. That'll make guys start thinking a little bit more. Should I take this shot? To be a little more tense, a little more tight. And we don't need that. We need to distance ourselves a little bit from the bottom here and start crawling our way back. Now, it's interesting because the results we were having during the live table, it was, well, we're up to 10th. We're down to 12th. We're up to 15. We're down to 20. Whatever. That is a mind fuck. If we can see the results coming through, we're moving up the table a little bit, we could grow into this league. And I know we're building calluses. We talked about that. I do think we can grow into this league, but I feel this is we are at a crossroads here right now. Call me crazy, but we're at a crossroads. I don't know what you all think, but I think we're at a crossroads right now. I do. And I'm being honest. I want you all to be honest too. I'm not going to sit here and blow smoke up any of your asses. I'm not going to do that. No O'Brien in attack, please, says Andrew C. And I stand by my original offseason prediction of a 12th place finish. Well, Matt White, that is looking like a good shout. Mine's playoffs for me. But again, I think that we need to look ourselves in the mirror. Parkinson needs to let them go, unleash Broadhead, get them on the pitch, and start winning some football matches. No more draws. No more draws. Draws, okay. We need to win. We need to start winning games. I don't know if we're all here we're not here just to make up the numbers. We're not. So take that for what it is. That's my 2 cents on this Monday, October 20th, for Wrexham, Wrexham's latest news and how I see it. Maybe it's a little bit headier than I like to do for the shows, but it's frustrating to watch because I know we have the talent to do so. That's it. Matt White, biggest question for me is why and how does Broadhead finally get a start? I think Matt White, why and how is, look how shit our offense has been. That's the why. The when should be on Wednesday. That's my thing. And you're going to spend $7.5 million on Broadhead to come in and be an impact player? Absolutely not. Now, I'm going off that he is fully fit. We don't know otherwise that he's not fit. I'm going off that he's fully fit, that he can handle 60 minutes. If he isn't, and he can only play 30 minutes, okay, fine. But I'm going off the fact that the information we have right now is that Nathan Broadhead from minute 1 can start a match and go to 90. As a neutral, getting playoffs will be very difficult this season for Wrexham. I agree with you, Hector. You are now in a tough division with lots of very strong teams. We knew that going in. We asked to be here. We earned the right to be here. But nothing's impossible. Look at Southampton just came down. I get it. But Hector, you're exactly right. And I don't know who you support, by the way. But happy to have you come in. Awesome stuff. Have you in. Love other people in there too that support other teams. But I can't go off the fact that I don't know how to say this. And maybe this is a mentality, American tech mentality is like, I'm not happy to be here. Rob and Ryan are not just happy to be here. They know how difficult it will be. We all know how difficult the championship will be. And this is almost repetitive bullshit. Like, oh, I'm not Parky. All that shit. We know how difficult it is, blah, blah, blah. All this stuff, spend money, people come down. I get it. I understand that too. But I know there's teams in the championship, in the Premier League, in League One that just are happy to be there. I don't think our owners are just happy to be in the championship. They want to get the Premier League. That's their goal. So to come into a very difficult division, and and yes, you got to spend money to do it, but also, I don't think they're happy being here. It's okay. What's next? What's the next step? Interesting. Like, what is the next step? The next step is to get to the Premier League. So it's not like they want to just sit in this league. If they have to, they probably will. But if you don't push, you're not going to have the results to do so. But Hector, happy to have you in. Good shout, man. fingers crossed it is this Wednesday, talking about having Broadhead start. I'm still concerned about Broadhead's temperament. He always looks miserable, even when he scores. I can't speak to that. I don't know. I haven't watched enough of him to see that. So maybe he's just a mellow guy. You never know. You know what I mean? Andrew says, oh, by the way, Hardy. Whoa, where the fuck is Hardy? Where's Hardy? Where is Hardy? That's a great shout. Where's Hardy? I'm not saying he doesn't look happy, but where is he? I don't know. I have no idea where he is. No idea. And we're not going to know everything, too. But that's it. We're going into a game in Oxford on Wednesday. We have to turn it around. He needs to start Broadhead. Period. End of story. He needs to start him. If he's not fully fit, okay, I understand. But he needs to start Hardy. So, sorry, Broadhead. And I don't know. And get the midfield back together. Anyway, please smash that like button, subscribe. There's going to be another show later on today. It's Champ Chat, which is awesome. You guys enjoy that, too. Hector, if you're into championship stuff, great. John Merrill will be on there too, our Birmingham City supporter, which is awesome. So yeah, it's gonna be a very, very difficult week. Oxford, Middlesbrough, this run of games in the next 15, 16 days, whatever it's gonna be, is gonna be hard. We need to put points on the board. How do we do that? We have to win football games. We just do. That's it. It's simple as it. Not happy clapping. Oh, great performance. We have to win football games. We do. We have to turn this around because we will get caught up in a relegation battle. Hector Sports Coventry. Awesome. You guys are doing awesome. Big fan of what's going on up there. Congrats to you, man. Keep it up. I think I picked you guys to go up to win the league. So happy to have you in, Hector. And if you want to come in on the show anytime, always welcome. Just let us know. And Broadhead and Kakachi need to start, and Rathbone needs to see some playing time. Well, he was fit enough to be on the bench, Parkinson said, but didn't use him. Shocking. There you go. Anyways, I'm going to sneeze. 1 second. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Live show. Here we go. Smash that like button, subscribe. Here we go. Free Pugs is in the house. A little late. We're about to get out of here. Rewind it back. Do that. We are 85 subscribers away from 3,001. So get in there. Big shows on Wednesday. Later show today is Champ Chat tomorrow. I think we're moving up Tactical Fortitude, whatever will be around there too. So, just have your bells on, please, because we are live all the time. Game day, 4 games, 4 times a day, which is awesome. And Rector Time will be back with Patty, so that'd be a lot of fun. You're very welcome, Andrew C. Good to see y'all. And on that bombshell, we will see you all soon.